Mike Owens here, and today I'm joined by my good friend. Finally get to meet him, Impa Kasanganay. Impa, how are things with you today?
I'm great. How are you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm very well. It's all the better for seeing you, and especially after your very close friend Dilano Taylor's victory. How are emotions for you?
I'm cool. You know, I expected it. First of all, I love Rory, man. We trained together a little bit. Dilano trained with him too. Respect him first, right? Like, you don't just take out a legend, a true pioneer in what we do without giving him his respect. So I love Rory. Like, even in and outside the cage, he's a big inspiration for me. And now, you know, one of my best friends, like the guy who welcomed me to Sanford, you know, when I first got there, him and Phil Hosby, especially Dilano, it means a lot. Like, emotions, you know, not too emotional or anything like that. I think I'm just like, I'm happy that he believed in himself. I'm happy that he focused on what he needed to do. He kept the discipline, and he expected it, you know. So I knew he could finish a fight, and I knew that Rory's a lethal opponent. So it shows a lot for Dilano. All the great coaches we have at, you know, Kill Cliff Fight Club and his discipline and his drive for it is what helped him get it. So he's got to do the same thing, you know. The next guy's fighting Sai. He's a excellent fighter too. I see places where Dilano can finish a fight, and I expect it out of him. So the job's not done, right? Like, he's got to go finish this guy too. Like, I expect that out of him. No pressure, but I really do expect that out of Dilano. The biggest thing I think is just like focus, move forward, and you didn't come here to get second place, right? So it's cool, it's awesome. I expect it out, and so I'm proud of him. I'm very, very proud. We got to move forward.
What are emotions like for you? Because you're a current fighter at the moment, but then you travel halfway across the world for a teammate, but in a way you don't really gain anything from your career from it. So what are the emotions like for you as a cornerman, traveling all this way in a way, from the selfish aspect, not much to gain from your own personal career?
Oh my gosh, I actually do gain a lot though. I think people would think when you don't corner, you don't gain anything, but when you corner, you get to learn so much. Delano teaches me a ton, you know, and I hope that I get to help him. He's one of my best training partners, one of my best friends. So like, we call each other in and outside of the gym, outside of practice, just to pick on each other, send inappropriate memes, whatever it may be. But like, he's a real brother of mine, you know. Whether if I didn't fight or we fought, I mean, I think we'd be brothers for life. So it's just cool to see him grow. So it's like I'm honored that I get to celebrate my friend. Like, I do get a lot from him. I get to learn how to be a better corner. Like, if I'm gonna be a cornerman, I need to learn how to be a professional. Like the Emmanuel Stewarts, Henry Hughes, Greg Jones, Nick Lenz, Jason Strout, Kami, everybody at the gym. You know, anybody that I've seen has been a great corner, I got to key in on them. James Krause, you know, like when I get to corner, it is my fight week too. It's not less of a job. I think sometimes, like, I explore a lot. I go out, I ride the motorcycle, I go see the beautiful country of Wales, which it is. Want to have a place here. But at the same time too, I know that me being a corner is just as important as me fighting. And I don't want to waste this space. You know, he asked me to come out here, and, you know, he fought Rory short notice. So it's like, for him to ask me to come out here, I don't want to waste his space or time. He could bring another one of the coaches from the gym who's been doing this. So I do gain a lot, and then it teaches me how to prepare. So I'm grateful. But it's not even about me gaining something. It's about me celebrating a friend who's actually progressing in his dreams. You know, he's got a little baby girl, Deja. He's got a beautiful family. He's his little brother. There are people in Delano's community who really look up to him and feed off of him. So it's like, if I get to be a part of that, it's an honor. His whole corner, he brings Sadu, who's an amateur fighter, but he wants to see what the big stage is like, and that's unselfish of him. You know, he's a very unselfish person. He's a loving guy. And then you have, you know, Landon, they're best friends. They're great energy together. Landon was the lead corner, you know, and it's cool, like, communicating with him, but you could see where he knows Delano really well, so he kind of builds off of him. And, you know, he brings Jason Jackson, who got a great win in Bellator recently, right, you know, against Lima. And Jason Jackson's an excellent fighter, excellent corner, big brother to a lot of us in the gym. And if I'm going to take that spot in the corner, I got to do my job. I can't just come out here and mess it up. So for me, it's not a pressure, but I expect myself to hopefully have a positive influence on him. Whether I get to be on camera, cool, but it's really about my friend doing well. So I'm happy.
If we think about your career for just a moment, you're coming off the win over Jared Gooden, a fantastic first round finish. When can we expect to see you back, and what are your kind of essential goals in the immediate future? What's next for Impa Kasanganay in an ideal world?
Okay, so immediate future right now is, you know, celebrate my teammate Dilano and just, you know, remind him that he's got to stay focused for the next one. Thank God, give him the praise. After fighting Jared, you know, shout out to him. I'd like to fight back in the UFC, you know, and I work at the finish, right? And I think that's just where the best fighters in the world are, and I want to stay active. XMMA has another card coming up in, I believe, October, so I want to fight somebody who's really coming to fight, who has a better record, who has had more experience, who seems lethal, and I want to go finish them. So that's what I like to do. Potentially a grappling match on Fury if it pans out. I just want to stay active, man. I really want to stay active, get better, improve, and I like to come back to Wales. That's something I like to do, just come for maybe a week and meditate.
Well, you're always welcome, but what I'd like to finish by saying is when we first spoke, I can remember the end of the interview, you gave me a very inspiring speech. So what I'd like to do is maybe now in this very emotive moment, given that your teammate has just come off a finish, can you maybe think about what's on your mind, maybe something that you would like to say to my audience?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, just thank God. But one thing you can learn from Dilano, I guess we're going to focus on him, right, since he did his thing. It's like everybody can eat, right? So you could share a lot of good moments with people. You don't have to hold somebody back in order for other people to grow. And Dilano does a great job of that. He tries to make sure everybody's taken care of, from his agents to his friends back home. And if you're in your life and you think you want to have success in life, a lot of your success is actually not about you being selfish or keeping things for yourself. A lot of your success is going to come from you loving people unconditionally. And he does a really good job at that. He's one of those people that if you don't know him, he might seem very quiet and standoffish and a hard dude, but he's one of the most loving people. When you're loving, you're going to be blessed. You're always going to be ready for an opportunity. He's come in there and he spars people like Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez, and they threw down before this one. If you get hit by Gregory, you might want to not be his friend anymore. And I saw Dilano do it. But you know what Dilano did? He stayed calm, and he's really willing to help so many people. He's going to be there for his friends. He was I think he was just a jiu-jitsu tournaments with kids, and he gives so much of himself, so he's getting blessed. So there's a Bible verse that talks about you can't pour from an empty jar, but it's not true. If you feel like you're down, and you have nothing good, you're feeling suicide, you're pissed off, you're effed up in the head, you're drinking too much, whatever. You feel depressive, and you're just handling different ways, and you feel empty. One of the best things you can do is actually pour from that empty cup, because the more you try to fill others up, you'll be filled up too. And if I could say one person that really, really does that, that's Dilano. He's been there for me too. Dilano cornered me in my first fight in the UFC. He helped me train. Then I was cut from the UFC, and one of the first people to call me outside my family was Dilano. Maybe the same day, and he said, "No, we're back to it. We're going back." And he's one of those friends who's not scared to be honest with you. So if I can, shout out a friend and a brother and a teammate, I'm really grateful for Dilano. So it's he's helped my life in many ways, and then outside the cage. So when I get to be here with him, I'm very happy. So I'm proud of him, but I know the job's not done, so I don't want to get too emotional or whatever. I just think that if you really want to do something in life, don't try to be a crab in a bucket. Really encourage other people around. He gives everybody rounds, heavyweights. You see him go Tyrone Spong, and the reason people are in his corner is because Delano's jacking people up, and I expect him to do that more and more. So it's one of my best friends. He's my brother. Whether we're fighting or not fighting, I just think he's going to do great. He's a great dad, and he works and he trains, and he comes in tired, he comes in sick. He does not care, and I'm just happy he's starting to get some of the things he invested in, but he's not done. And this is this PFL title, I expect him to get it. But it's just if you want something good to happen in your life, you give back to other people, even when you don't have it. And that's Dilano. So just do that.
Well, anyone who's watching this interview will now know why I had to ask you that question, because you are one of the most inspiring, one of the most selfless people I think I've ever met. So it's truly an honor to be able to meet you in person. And thank you so much for your time, especially after such a emotive moment.
Thank you so much. Sorry about my phone. Yeah, God bless you guys. Thanks. Appreciate you. It's good to see you.